Today we are going to pick up in our theories. I have a bunch of stuff we need to get through, and we are going to move real quick. You don't care about Indiana, but we do care about sensation perception. Yesterday we got through all the way to blind spot, correct?
Yep.
All right, so we're going to start with our trichromatic theories. Now, our trichromatic theories, actually I'm going to start with dark adaptation, light adaptation, and let you fill in a little bit on your paper. So, dark adaptation is the recovery of one's eye sensitivity to visual stimuli and darkness after exposure to bright lights. So, dark adaptation, okay, is when the lights are off and everything's fine, okay? And then if I turn on the lights after a while of you sitting like this, is it going to hurt? Yeah, it's going to hurt. That's called dark adaptation. It's a recovery of the eye's sensibility to it. So what it means is that reaction. The reason why we have a reaction, it's on the bottom of your focus, right? Yeah. Okay? Okay, now please listen. Your eyes adopt the darkness level. So have you ever noticed when you wake up in the middle of the night, you can get out of bed, meander around your room without tripping on things? Okay, it's not a problem for you to kind of walk through the whole house. You don't step on your brother's, sister's toys. You can just get wherever you need to be. Okay? However, when you turn off your light in your bedroom and then you got to get to bed, it's like a spy mission. You got to negotiate all the corners, the edges, and all of a sudden it's like the world is going to collapse on top of you and you're going to stub your toe and you're probably going to die in your bedroom from you know what I mean? Like, it's really dangerous. That is called light adaptation. Is when the light goes off, all of a sudden your eyes are completely useless. Okay, so recovery is eye sensitivity after light exposure. Okay, light adaptation is the sharpness of when I turn on the lights here in a second. Okay, this is, it took like a little flinch. That's light adaptation. Dark adaptation is everything is really dark and then kind of airs out. Does that make sense? Light adaptation is when you are trying to deal with the brightness. Dark adaptation is like your eyes are trying to adjust. Okay? Yes.
Isn't light adaptation faster because cones are just like better?
Light adaptation is a little bit faster. However, yes, it is faster. Dark adaptation is the hardest one to do because there's just so much, and your eyes have to dilate, which takes a lot more time than constricting. Okay, we're going to get to that in a second. So, yes, ma'am.
Dark adaptation is when you turn the lights on.
Dark adaptation is when you turn the lights off, and it takes a second for your eyes to kind of figure it out. Okay, so if you go out and play like manhunt and something, you all meet by a house, and then you run out. Okay, it takes you a little bit, you're tripping on everything, and then about 15, 20 minutes in the game, you're like ducking, diving, and like killing it out there in the woods. Okay, so your first major color theory is trichromatic. Tri means three. It is three colors. Yes, you do need to know the colors. It is red, blue, and green. Trichromatic theory believes that you have one cone, certain cones in your head that only see red. Some cones only see blue. Some cones only see green. And their cooperation with one another is why we see different shades and different colors. Okay? So, trichromatic theory believes only certain cones can see certain colors. Okay? That's all you need to know about it. Alright, we're going to deal with this in a second. And the opponent process theories. Now, this is the first time I'm actually teaching you like real theories. Theory and a law is different. A law means it is absolutely factual. Every time we do it, we can totally prove it. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. This happens. A theory means we have a lot of really solid information, but we can't prove it. That means it can't be a law. Does that make sense? So, in your eyes, we don't know how actually we see color. We have two theories that make a pretty good estimate, but we can't say this is how it works, or it'd be a law. It's not a law, it's a theory, so we have two that try to satisfy, hey, what is happening here? Okay? So the second one is opponent process theory. Only two for the eye. You have two eyes, only two eye theories. The opponent process theory believes in the buddy system. I have a buddy. He's useless. Okay? Now, the opponent process theory believes that color vision is red, green are working together, and blue and yellow. So if I am a red cone, I'm only seeing red, immediate next to me is going to be a green cone. Okay? If I'm a blue cone, then a yellow cone is immediately next to each other. So what that means is, when we have different oh my God, ladies, you couldn't be better. Ah, I love it. Yes. You sat next to each other and you're wearing the same kind of color. This is great. I've been waiting for you all day. Oh my God, I got another one back there. I'll come to you two ladies later. Okay, so when you look at these two colors, okay, what you're seeing is this one is darker. Sorry, not to touch you, but I touched you. Between red and when we have blue and yellow together, okay, and green. Would you say this is more greenish or bluish?
Green.
Okay, I'm just gonna go blue. We'll go green. All right, so this is a darker green. Is this going to have more green or more blue in it? I would say more blue.
It looks green.
It is green, but is it a greenish blue? I would say green.
I call it a green.
I
So green.
It is green. It is green. These colors are green. Does it have more blue in it than this, or does this have more blue?
I think that has more blue. Yeah.
I think that's more blue.
I think you're all wrong. I'm just kidding. Okay, but what it is, when you have opponent process theories, they work together in order to distinguish the colors. Sometimes you'll have more blue than you will green. Sometimes you'll have more green than you will blue. Have you ever clicked on the, like, in Microsoft Word, you can do make your own color?
Yep.
And you go to this amazingly confusing, and there's too many colors, and you're just like, everything is wrong, and then you always just go back to the default ones. Okay, that is your opponent process theory to a degree. You have all four of these colors, they're right next to each other, and then it's the blending. Okay? Yes.
After
Hold on, I haven't talked about it because I'm going to show you right now. Okay. So, what you're going to do is you are going to stare at the center dot.
I did this in the textbook. I had a
Just
good time.
do it. Just do it. You're going to stare at it. Now, you're going to try to blink as little as possible, but still blink. You're going to stare intently on that little dot. I'm going to give you a couple more seconds of doing it. You can blink, but try to blink less. Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to close the little door and it's going to go blank. You're going to stare exactly where you're staring now. It's just going to be gone. If you immediately look away, you did it wrong. Don't do it wrong. Okay, so you're staring at the dot. When I close the little door here in a second, keep staring at it.
Are you supposed to blank?
When you blink, you see it.
I don't even know how that works.
That's so weird.
The opponent process theory will tell you.
What do you got? You see
when
it?
you blink.
It's more like purple than red.
It all kind of merges together.
All right, so when we have things like after image, this is what a lot of people say proves the opponent process theory works. Because with the use of the yellow, when you look at this, essentially, the yellow turns to, and the green turns to, there you go. So they say that after you overuse your yellow, because you're staring at it, you overuse your green, your eyes need a break, and when the image goes, your eyes recover by using the other cones.
So part of the
It shows that opponent process theory could be completely correct, but we can't prove it, so it's still a theory. And those are your two vision. Trichromatic, all three of them work together in like a color wheel that looks like this. Okay, that is how it kind of works. Okay, that's trichromatic theory, that they all kind of blend together and they make the different colors. And then your opponent process theory is the connection of the pairing when one gets overworked, stuff like that.
Did the
Okay.
textbooks say that they actually believe that they work like together, that they're both?
Yeah, a lot of the theories we teach independently, but they do think they hinge together. There has to be some sort of
There's
connection.
the LGN, the
There you go.
funny name thing, and the retinal.
Okay, so your color blindness. There's three types of color blindness. Just listen, because there's a test question that you can answer right now if I didn't teach it, but I'm going to teach it. Monochromatic blindness means you only see in black and white. Okay, so people who have monochromatic blindness literally live, one of our family friends he says he lives in a black and white movie. Everything is just black and white. There's no, so really, really deep, like reds and stuff, he can, and not reds, really deep, like purples and blues and stuff, he can get a little bit weirder of a shade, but everything's black and white pretty much. Okay, well, this is the original. This is what it looks like if you have red and stuff like that. So monochromatic. Okay, nearsightedness. I'm going real quick because I need to get to my theories. Nearsight. So please take a look. This is what a normal. Who here has 20/20 vision? They have perfect vision. Well, aren't you splendid? Okay, if you have perfect vision, I'm just giving you a hard time. Light comes in your eye, goes through your cornea, hits your lens, and then perfectly hits your fovea. Means the light just kisses it. And it's perfect. Like, oh, how wonderful. Everything lines up. Everything in your life is going to be roses. Okay. If you are nearsighted, which means nearsighted and farsighted are not a trick. If you are nearsighted, you can see near. You can't see far. Look at you. You figured it out. People every year have that issue. If you are farsighted, you can see
Far.
but you can't see.
Near.
Okay, so if you are nearsighted, who here can see, can read a book without needing glasses, but need glasses to read off the board? Okay, so what is wrong with you people? By the way, but one of my eyes is nearsighted, one of my eyes are farsighted.
Same.
Yeah, it's awful. Okay, so nearsighted, for all of you who just raised your hand, that means the light comes in through your cornea, through your lens, and does not hit your fovea. It gets close, but it doesn't hit. It means your eyeballs are too long. You weirdos. Your eyeballs are too long, and the light doesn't hit. So, if you suffer from nearsightedness, your life looks like this.
Yeah.
Why is that awful?
You're right.
Why?
It's like normal pictures. Like they do like professional pictures and like that. So it's kind
I did this myself. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I have no talent. All right. So here's near side. You can see the little cute little kid's face. You can see nothing. Like you can see blurs in the background. Okay. If you are farsighted, who here is farsighted? Means you can see my board, but you can't read anything in front of your face. All right, me and Simone. Here we go. Okay. So what is wrong with me and Simone besides a lot of things? I'm just kidding. It's mostly me. Well, you're going to see my little dance here in a little bit, and you'll be like, oh my god, that one's insane. So, reminder, your 20/20 vision looks like this. Eye goes through, and it literally kisses your fovea. Everything's perfect. Everything's sharp and clear. If you are farsighted, our eyeballs are too small. Okay, what that means is the light goes in through your cornea, through your lens, and goes straight through into our optic nerve, which means that we are missing a lot of stuff up close. Okay, it's my right eye. That's farsighted. My left eye is nearsighted.
Oh, mine's the opposite.
Oh, nice. Look at us,
You
girl.
can have like a pair of almost functional eyes if you put them
I
together.
know.
Or just really bad.
My optometrist says that I have a young eye from like a young person and then an old lady eye. Yes.
That goes about blind spots.
Hold on, give me a second. Okay, so if you are farsighted, you can see these two little cute little kids playing in the distance without a problem. You have an issue seeing this chick. I don't know why they're cute little kids and she's a chick, but we're going with it. All right? So nearsighted means you can see near, but you can't see far. Farsighted means you can see far, but you can't see near. Okay? Nearsighted means you have too long at eyeballs. Farsighted means too short. There is a test question on this tomorrow. All right, what do you got? Quickly.
So like when things are like when we have our blind spot, are there things that we literally like are missing?
No,
That are
because
happening that-
when you deal with our fields of vision, that's perception, and you're going to get that next week.
Okay.
Okay, so pupils, dilation. Sophia, what do you got?
It was nearsighted is like
Nearsighted, yeah, you can see near. Yes, it's too long, and then too short is your farsighted. All right, so who here has ever had their eyes dilated? Ugh, it's awful. It's terrible. When I have to go, every time I go to the optometrist, I have to go. I'm literally useless for the rest of the
It's not as
day.
bad as the glaucoma test where they
Oh,
look
see,
at
I have to do that too.
Yeah,
Because
I
we
love
glaucoma.
that.
Okay, so if you go to the optometrist and you have to go and get your eyes dilated, the reason why they do it, and it's so cool, is because when you talk about dilated pupil, it's literally your pupil gets as large as it possibly can, and your iris is teeny, teeny, tiny. The reason is because your optometrist can look in your eye and see your retina and see your optic nerve and can tell if it's healthy or not. Isn't that cool? It's like a little window. However, if you go in with your husband and you ask really nicely if you could see into it because it could be useful in my classroom, they still say no. Anyway, so the dilated pupil. Guys, I gotta go. So, your dilated pupil is when your iris is super, super small and your pupil is as big as it can be. The reason why your eyes do this is it happens at nights. You guys say you played manhunt before when you're out in the woods running around. If you go in the house with all the lights on and you stand in your bathroom and turn on the light and look at your pupils are huge. It's because your eye is trying to get as much light as possible into your eye. Okay, in a dark situation, that's when you have dilated pupils. Constricted pupils is the opposite. Very, very small pupil. The reason why your eye constricts is because it's trying to protect your retina. If you expose your retina to too much light and too intensive light, you can essentially burn your retina, or it stops your photoreceptors on your retina from processing light, which means you do go blind. So constricted pupils are very, very, very small, which means very, very little light comes in. So constricted pupils is when it's very, very sunny outside. If you go out and play in the sun with no sunglasses, no hat on, and you go inside really quick and look at your eyes, you'll see your pupils are teeny, teeny, tiny. It's really easy to see constricted and dilated pupils on cats because they transition really fast. For humans, it takes us about 15-20 minutes to have like a full. For dilated pupils, it takes a lot longer to have like a full-on dilation, but that really can only be done with medication unless you like live in a cave. Then you probably would get pretty damn close. Okay, all right. Wavelength. Now, wavelength for sounds, just like I kind of did yesterday. Take a peek over here. So when we deal with wavelength, the length of the sound gives us the depth, the pitch. So if it's not that deep of a sound, it's a low pitch. No, the longer it is, it's a low pitch. The sharper it is, it's a higher pitch. Wavelength is pitch. Quickly over here is amplitude. Now someone's like, but Miss Bennett, we did amplitude for the eye. Your eye and your ear are two different things. There's wavelengths is how we express both sound and light. So when we say amplitude for light, what we mean is color. No, it's brightness. Well, for sound, it's loudness. So right now, my amplitude is very small. Right now, my amplitude is very loud, and this is what it looks like. You're welcome. How I remember amplitude for sound is if you play the guitar, you plug your guitar into an amp. An amplifier makes it louder. So the higher the range is, means the more louder of sound. I'm so sorry. I did yell in your ear. I'm so sorry. Oh, next. You didn't even notice. Okay. That is on your focus, isn't it? Study guide? Yeah.
Yeah, very full.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, purity is the timbre. It's a richness of a tone. I don't actually know what that means. What the hell does that mean?
It means it's not like polluted with like a bunch of other tones.
So
So it's like if it was like a perfect like C sharp, it would just be a C sharp with like
No?
with no other sound waves in there.
All right.
So background noise apparently makes it so it's not.
Oh. I've sat in a soundproof room. It's the most uncomfortable room you've ever been in. It's too quiet. It's very strange. That's why in my videos I sound really strange in the videos while I was gone. Did you notice? I sounded really weird. It's because I was sitting in a soundproof room and it was too quiet. All right, so in hertz is how we measure. Okay, that's really what you need to know. I'm going to flip through the ear really, really quickly because it's already on your diagram. Check out your diagram in order to do it because I need to get to your theories. Theories is the hardest part, and then here we go. So pitch, okay, is the psychological experience of sound that corresponds to the frequency of the sound waves. Higher frequencies are perceived as higher pitches. So here is my first pitch. Which one is higher, A or B? A, B, I have no musical talent. You're making fun of me, you jerks. All right, So, which one is higher, A or B?
B.
B. You can detect pitch. Good for you. All right. So, when we talk about pitch, it's the different tones. One's a higher note, one's a lower note, all that stuff. See, I told you I'd make myself look like you did today, and it's only going to get worse. Okay. So, the first major theory is place theory. It is the theory of pitch that states that different pitches are experienced by stimulation of hair cells in different locations of it. Now, if you take a peek over here, please, I've simplified it for you to save time. Okay, so place theory. This is your what?
Cochlea.
Cochlea, which has your cilia, which is attached to your?
That's the membrane.
Yes. Oh my god, too hard, people, too hard. It took too long. Okay, so in place theory, they believe, remember, we have 3 hearing theories. We're not really sure which one is correct. We believe every single one is right in some way, which is why we're learning about it. However, we're not really sure. Place theory believes, please look, you have a couple questions on this on your test. When you are here, if you're cilia here, you only listen to tones that sound like ah. When you're here, you sound like tones that listen to ah. When you're here, you can't go that high. So depending on where you are on the basilar membrane inside the cochlea dictates your ability to hear a specific pitch. Does that make sense? So if you're here, you're listening to low. If you're here, you're listening to me. I don't think you need me to sing it to you. And high. This is all based on location. Place is a location. Location is place theory. So depending on where the cilia is in the cochlea dictates what type of pitches you can hear. Everyone's good? Okay. We're going. Okay, next one is frequency theory. Okay. You're gonna help me out? You're gonna help me out today? Yes? You're gonna be ride or die? Awesome. Perfect. Alright, here we go. So play Sophia's like, oh man, you shouldn't have agreed. I agree, you shouldn't have agreed. But you said you would.
No.
Okay, so frequency theory. So obviously you have a cochlea. All the cilia, it doesn't matter what cilia it is, can participate in frequency theory, unlike place theory. Depending on where you are in the cochlea, and place theory dictates what you do. Frequency theory, depending on how fast. Oh, I don't need you on this one. I need you on the next one. Oh, you'll have my back. I know. I'll toss it to you. Okay, so frequency theory, it depends on the cilia's movement. Okay? So, I'm a cilia. I told you I look like an idiot today. If I move slowly, I'm a low tone. If I move fast, I'm a high tone. So depending on the movement of the cilia dictates the tone, the pitch. Does that work? So the faster I move, the higher the pitch. The slower, that's as low as I can go. Okay? So, frequency, the pitches that are heard when the cilia shakes at a certain rate. So, if I'm hearing something and the cilia is moving very slowly, it's a very low pitch. If it's moving fast, it goes in a high. I hope you have that visual when you have to answer this question.
I hope not.
Whatever it takes.
And it only works up to 1,000 hertz.
Yes. And then we get to volley, which deals with over. All right. So, volley. Hey. Okay, so volley principle is kind of based a little bit off frequency. It doesn't matter where you are in it. Place is the only one that deals with location. Everyone else just deals with speed of the cilia. But the reason which makes volley different than frequency is that if I'm in a really tough spot, like I'm like, I have a buddy who then does it for me.
Wait, what do I do? Just go crazy.
Yeah! And then he does it, and then when he gets tired, I go, and it goes back and forth. That's why we can hear high pitches. Yes. Volley means to go back and forth, which is why volleyball is called volleyball. You go back and forth over a net. Volley principle is when if I'm getting overworked, like, oh my god, my buddy takes over. When he gets over, I go,
I'm done.
oh. I was going to see how far you would go. Okay? That is volleyball. That's not volleyball. That is your volley principle, which is when one of your cilia gets overworked producing a neural impulse, it says, ah, and its buddy picks up the sound, which is why we would continue hearing things over a certain decibel. That's all you need to know about volley principle. Is that good? I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. They'll all pass their test because of you. All right. All right, to the boards, please.
I have a quick question.
do you got?
What kind of threshold do you want on this? It just says threshold.
Oh, it's difference. That's what I want. Absolute, we have a box for, right?
Yeah.
Difference. It's absolute.
Yeah, we have to.
All right.
Oh, we do it.
On your whiteboard, please tell me, what am I describing, please? Please tell me, what am I describing? This is when I can only see black and white. What type, what am I experiencing? When I can only hear black and white, what am I experiencing? I was wondering why this was so hard. It's because I'm mixing. Miranda, what was I trying to say?
Monochromatic color blindness.
There you go. On your whiteboard, please tell me, how many color theories do I have? Do you have to know? There's a lot of them, but how many? How many? Sydney? 2. On your whiteboard, how many ear theories do you need to hear? It's been a really long day. How many hearing theories do you need to know? How many? Sophia? 3. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the theory that is where your location is in the basilar membrane dictates what type of sounds you can hear. What is it? What do we got? Kat? Place theory. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is it called if I'm overworked? I got a buddy. He doesn't even know the theory we did together. He doesn't even know. What is it, Julia? Volley. On your whiteboard, please tell me, if what tells you the volume? Volume is based on what? Remember, if you want to play the guitar for a large group, you plug it into what is it? Alex? Amplitude. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what dictates the brightness of a color? My girl. What is it, Sophia? Amplitude. Okay, it's brightness, how loud a color is. Have you ever heard of someone saying, wow, that's a loud color?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, people. My mom says crap like that. Okay, amplitude, or wow, that's a bright color on you, and it's like, wow, how shocking, like jarring, like just like when loud music comes on, it's like bright colors. There was someone here last week who was wearing like the craziest outfit. It was like neon everything, but it was like all different types of neon. Like the outfit selection was based on the brightest, not like one consecutive color of bright, but like every color bright, and it was just too much. That amplitude of that was just too loud. Bright colors, amplitude, or whatever it takes. All right. Here we go. Hearing condition. This is on the bottom of your focus, by the way. Okay, so conduction hearing impairment. So your conduction hearing impairment can result from either 2 different functions. 1, you have a damaged eardrum. We don't say eardrum, we say
Tympanic membrane.
there we go. Your tympanic membrane, it means your tympanic membrane isn't working. Whether it has too much it has too much wax on it. Did you know that? Wax buildup can stop your tympanic membrane from functioning. That's why my Nana was deaf. My Nana lost her hearing as she got older, and everyone was like, oh yeah, she's just losing her hearing and stuff. She's just old. No, she had wax buildup. My girl. Oh, Nana. Anyway, once they literally went and melted the wax in her ear. Like, if you go to the doctor, they melt the wax. I'm not going to tell you, I wasn't there, but I heard it was disgusting, the amount. And she could hear perfectly. It's like it preserved her hearing. Like, it just, insulated enough. Like, when you package, expensive stuff, in a nice box, I don't know. It worked. Okay, so eardrum can be based on that. Or damage to the bones. It's all based on the conduction. It's all based on the middle ear. So when we deal with conduction or physical movements, what that means is it is the vibration of the tympanic membrane or the oscilles or the movement of the oval window. Remember, the middle ear is your tympanic membrane all the way to your oval window. So anything in that, if it breaks down, that is the cause.
How do you break one of those bones?
It's listening to music too loud. It can because the
Vibrate
eardrum
so
is
hard.
going to vibrate too harsh and sprain it. You can sprain those bones. Yeah. Have you ever listened to music loud enough? Because when I run, I notice it because I have to be rocking out. When I run and I take off my earbuds and everything is fuzzy, and then it takes a little bit. It's not that you sprain the ear bones, your oscilles, but you made them move too much. They're too loose, and it just takes them a little bit to pick up the sound. And that's why it's not as clear. Weird, right? So it's kind of like you sprained them. So you'd be like, oh my God, you went to a concert? Oh my God, are your oscilles sprained? And people are going to be like, what? This is why my husband thinks I'm a dork. Okay, and then for nerve, it's damage in the auditory pathways in the areas of your brain. So what that means is that it's all of your inner ear. So from the oval window in all the way, that's your nerve hearing impairment. So if you know anyone who's deaf or hard of hearing, you can now ask them, is it a conduction, which means it's only not working in their ear, or is it a nerve, which means it's inside their brain? Which is pretty pleasant. Wow, yeah, it's cool. Okay, one of the coolest things that I think that has happened in my generation is the cochlear implant. It is so cool. By the way, there's 5 or 6 kids here at Plant who have a cochlear implant.
Oh, really?
They're very expensive. Yeah, I had 2 or 3 kids. Oh, leave us out of that one. Let's keep it positive here. Okay? The cochlear implant is a microphone implanted just behind the ear to pick up the sound. So it's implanted just behind your tympanic membrane. And then it is attached. There's a wire that, the picture I'm about to show you right here is an old one where the kid has the wires outside. Now, it's so good, they hide the wires in your neck. So you don't even see it. All you see is it's usually right about here, and left or right side doesn't matter. And it's just a little plastic thing. And people just have it's so cool. Without it, they couldn't hear. With it, they can hear. Could you imagine? How crazy is that? So because of some man-made technology, you can now. But it's because hearing aids wouldn't really work because hearing aids amplify sound to make the tympanic membrane work. So every time someone has a cochlear implant, it's because either the oscilles are moving or the tympanic membrane isn't picking up the signals, maybe the mucus isn't moving enough. So the cochlear implant mimics what is happening in your eardrum. It takes essentially the collision of the oscilles and does it and creates it in the cochlear implant and then sends a neural message to your brain. Anyway, you people don't care. All right, next we're on to taste. So taste buds are taste receptor cells in the mouth responsible for your sense of taste. Gustatory system is this. You need to know gustation. Under what I would do, at the very bottom of your study guide, I would write gustation equals taste. Olfaction equals smell. Olfaction and olfactory would smell. So whatever it is. All right, and then your skin is your kinesthetic, which is really what we're talking about next week. Vision is visual.
Ocular.
No, we don't get that great. And then your hearing is your auditory. Okay, so make sure you know those 5. Okay, so your taste buds, there's 5 basic tastes. Sorry, I'm not trying to be the biggest pain, but I'm trying to speak. Okay, there's 5 major tastes. You do need this on your test, I will tell you right now. So your 5 major tastes under gustatory, you know how it says parts of the gustatory system? I would write your 5 tastes. It is sweet, I don't have to describe what sweet is to you, do you? Sour, salty, bitter, and brothy is the meaty. What?
It's the word for it is umami. It's not.
That's what it says in the textbook.
Sure. Meaty is how I would refer to it. Okay. It is the sensation of like that meat, that kind of earthy kind of taste to it. Yes.
It's like savory.
So yeah, savory. Okay. So what happens? Very little information that you need to know about it. All right. You have on your tongue, you have receptors that are just taking information about hot, cold, stuff like that, and then you have your actual gustatory receptors, which are actually your taste buds. They're in different locations depending on what they are. Sweet is in the front.
They debunk that. They're all everywhere.
They're all everywhere, but they typically front, sides, all that stuff. Okay, so your smell is your olfaction. Okay, olfaction bulb is located just in front of your brain, which is why we kind of talked about why people love taking cocaine, is because the hit when you snort cocaine, it goes straight in. Instead of having injecting cocaine into your bloodstream, it takes about 10-15 minutes for it to hit you. When you snort it, it only takes about 3 to 5 seconds. The reason is because your olfaction bulbs are located right behind your nose, right in front of your brain, and it gets immediately absorbed in, which is why your sense of smell is so powerful. Like, for instance, if someone really smells near me, I can't do anything except smell them and be miserable. And in my head, complain about it. If I smell like cookies or amazing food, I can't do anything about it. I can't do anything because all I'm going to do is hungry. Okay, and that's olfaction. Okay, and it's located right here. Your olfaction bulb, and I really like this picture because it shows you very clearly. So every time you breathe in, your nose and your throat are connected. Did you know that?
Yes.
Like, for instance, right now I'm really stuffy, so my nose is all stuffed up, and in the back of my throat I have that gross. Ugh. Okay. Yes. Okay. So your olfaction bulb is receiving information right here, and right here is your brain. As you can see, they're right next to each other, which makes the sensation of smell such a powerful thing because it's immediately in your brain. When you deal with your eyes, your ears, everything needs to be processed and then sent to your brain. Olfaction, it's your brain is processing it as your olfaction senses are processing it, which makes it incredibly powerful. All right, your somatic senses are your kinesthetic senses. It's your vestibular senses. It's all of your skin, your body senses. All right. And I think that's all I want. Okay. Oh, I want to do skin senses. You have gait control this week, don't you?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, it's on your vocab and not on your study guide. Is that correct? Okay, perfect. Anything else on your study guide that you need help with?
Wait,
It's not. It's in the outline.
I know it's on the outline,
but it's not the
I don't
book.
know if
It's the book next week.
Okay.
Yes.
Color mixing.
Color mixing? Okay.
Attention teachers and students.
All right, guys.
Please participate
Wait, is the PowerPoint
in the
up?
afternoon announcement.
It's going to be.